Are you wanting to lose body fat and gain muscle, but you're kind of confused about where to start your calories, what to put your macros at, and you're just overwhelmed with that whole bit? Well, this video is for you. I'm gonna take you through exactly what you need to do, how to set up your starting calories, and figure out where to put your macros so that you can lose body fat and gain muscle. Let's do this. So I made this a long time ago when I was helping my clients find their starting point, and I wanted it to be this like cool thing that I could do in front of them. So I did a little laminate and I can dry erase stuff on it. So I apologize that it's all dirty. If we look at the top, we've got three subcomponents. So we got weight loss, weight maintenance, and weight gain. Okay, so we have to figure out which one of those we're gonna do. Now I'm gonna do this one for weight loss, assuming a lot of people want to lose body fat. Over here, we have our activity level. So we have a sedentary minimal, exercise, moderately active 3 to 4 times a week, and very active 5 to 7. Now that one's gonna be important because we need to consider how active we're actually gonna be in order to get a more accurate calorie total. Now I'm gonna figure this out for myself. So right now I am 180 and my activity level is gonna be moderate. I work out 4 times a week, maybe 5 if I'm lucky. So we'll go off of weight loss, 180 pounds, and moderately active. Now down here, I won't get too into the weeds with this, but we have some kind of physical activity, body type characteristics or preferences, okay? So we have ectomorphic, which is gonna be kind of naturally thin with skinny limbs, mesomorphic, which is naturally muscular and athletic, and then endomorphic, which is naturally broad and thick. So there's kind of 3 types of body types. So you can kind of pick and choose, you know, which one of those you feel like you are. I won't go too deep into the characteristics there. If you want, you can pause this video and read those. Now, typical goals for these people, the top here is usually going to be gain muscle, strength, and size. You know, usually naturally thinner people want to gain some muscle, put some size on, maintain body weight and strength during high volume endurance stuff. For mesomorphic, it's going to be continue to build muscle mass while maintaining low body fat or leaning out, right? And then endomorphic, for the most part, this type of person is going to want to lose body fat, especially in, excuse me, especially in the central region, abdominal, lower back. Now, over here, for each of these types, we have an approximate macro starting point, okay? So those are gonna be important when we get down to it, but let's figure out where to start calories at right now. Going off of myself, 180, I'm gonna go off of this. So I've got 180. Now I'm going off of this moderately active equation. So body weight times 12, which is gonna be 2,160. Now I'm gonna minus 14 from that, which is gonna give me 2,146. So that is gonna be my starting calorie total for beginning my weight loss journey, okay? Now the question is, how do I figure out my protein, carbs, and fats? What we wanna do is we go down here, I'm gonna put myself as mesomorphic. I'm relatively leaner, naturally muscular and athletic, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do my stuff based on that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 2,146 and I'm gonna times it by 0.3 to get 30% as protein. Now that's gonna give me 643.8. Okay, now what the heck is that? Okay, so that is a big number, right? We don't want to have 643 grams of protein. What we need to know is that protein has 4 calories per gram, okay? So we're not done here. We're gonna take 643.8 and we're gonna divide that by 4. That's gonna give us 160 point, and I'll just round this up actually. So it'll be 160, whoops, sorry guys, 161. That's gonna be my protein. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this here. So now that we've got protein, we need to figure out carbs. So the carbs one here is 40%. We're gonna take 2,146 times 0.4, which is gonna give us 858.4. So what did we do with the protein? We figured that there's 4 calories per gram. There's also 4 calories per gram in carbs. We're gonna take that 858.4 and divide that by 4, which is gonna give us 214.6. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that here. Okay, so we have protein, we have carbohydrate, now we have fats, okay? So we're gonna take that same starting calorie total, 2,146, and we're gonna times that by 0.3, which is gonna give us 643.8. Protein has 4 calories per gram, carbs have 4 calories per gram, but fat has 9. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that 643.8 and divide that by 9. That's gonna give us 71.5, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and put 71.5 here. If you can see that, sorry, my writing kind of sucks. Okay, so our total calories are 2,146. Based off of this page here, our protein is gonna be 161 grams. Our carbohydrate is gonna be 214.6, and our fats are gonna be 71.5. That is how we figure up for weight loss with me weighing 180. What needs to happen next? Well, I gotta find an app that is gonna allow me to track calories and protein. I highly recommend Chronometer. Macro Factor is good, and my Fitness Power seem to be kind of the top 3 as far as what I've explored with myself and clients. So what I would do is I would download that app, I would put this number as the total, and then I would put these in as my macro pieces. And then what I want to do from here is I want to stay consistent as I possibly can to these totals. Now, if we're not, it's hard to know if what we're doing is going to work, okay? So consistency is always the most important piece. It does not have to be perfect. We just have to be close to these things and these things. Now, we want to weigh ourselves, for the most part, at least 3 times a week. I usually, with my clients, do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Now, that shows us data if things are moving in the direction we want. So assuming that we were consistent here as best we could, right? And consistent with these guys, we weigh in 3 times a week, and let's say over 14 days, if I go from 180 to 174, then we could say, yeah, this is the right direction. And we can continue doing this and these until we stall. So let's say I got down to 170 over a 8-week time frame. And let's say I got stuck at 170 at that 8 weeks. Well, that would mean, okay, this total then needs to be adjusted. So maybe I cut this 146 out and just do 2,000. And then I can take away, now with my clients, I typically subtract carbohydrate first. Fats at this point here at 30%, I'd say would be kind of our minimum. That's probably as low as I want to go with my clients. And then protein, we always want to have consistent, so I really don't like to mess with that number very much. I honestly, 161 I would say would be a lower end for someone like myself weighing 180. I typically would go a gram per pound, but like I said, this is for beginner people that I would consider, at least when I use this, these people would have a little bit more body fat to lose. So you don't have to go off of total body fat, especially when your body fat percentage is much higher. So 161 would be good. 1 gram per pound is also good, but most important message being protein stays the same. We want that as a constant. This is how you would figure out your calories and your macros to start losing body fat and gaining muscle. All right, guys, so that's how you figure out your starting calories and your starting macros to lose body fat and gain muscle. I hope this video helps. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to share, like, comment below any more questions that you would like me to answer, and I'd be happy to.